Okay, I finished my cowl, and I'll show you what it looks like on in a minute. These are the single stitches here, which is just the top, very top part. I might have some kitty visitors while we're filming because I just got home and they like to come and visit. And you can see it goes from singles to doubles, and then the triples are down here. I'm going to show you how to tie off your cowl. So I went all the way around. I kept doing triples until I got to the point where the I started. So if you see, as you can see, my tail is here where I started, and my last stitch is here. It's usually best to go ahead and cut the yarn. Give yourself a few inches so that you can tie it off, but I need to go get the pair of scissors. 1 second. I usually have a small pair of scissors handy while I'm crocheting, but this larger pair was available. So I use small ones so that I'm sure that I don't cut my fabric while I'm trying to crochet. But since we're at the end, it's fine to use whatever size scissors are available. So you just cut off your yarn. I had a little bit left over, which is usually the case. Go ahead and take your yarn down through your very last loop. You can go ahead and pull that tight. Makes a knot there at the end. You see there's a knot there. Then you go to the inside of your fabric, and I usually go, see how there's vertical, kind of vertical lines. So you just put your hook through that first vertical loop. Bring the end of your yarn through your hook and pull your hook through that vertical loop. Then I just get in there with my fingers and make a little knot. Just go around that vertical loop and go through to make a knot. And then pull that. It's an irregular fabric, so there you go. Just pull it tight. You've got your fabric. Find that next vertical loop on the inside of your fabric and just do the exact same thing you just did with the first loop. It's a little easier to see on this one because this loop is a little bigger. Just bring it around and tie a knot. You're tying the knot actually onto that vertical loop. It makes your fabric really strong. Okay, so there's the second one, and I usually go down 3 deep. So I'm just going down to this next vertical loop, hooking the yarn onto my hook, pulling that yarn, whoops, through the loop. Then with my fingers, wrapping it around the loop, bringing the tail through, and securing the knot onto that vertical loop. Ta-da! I've never had a cowl unravel, so this is a pretty good method of tying a knot. And then I make sure my knot's really tight, and then I cut it off as close to the knot as I can without actually cutting the knot or my fabric, which is why it's good to use small scissors so you're more accurate. So there we go. That is the finished knot. You can barely see it, and it's on the inside of your fabric. So I will turn the camera around and we can see what it looks like finished.